Chaver, here we go. Let's begin. I think we're at one of, if not personally, my most favorite shtickle in the whole Sefer. I guess it fell out beautifully. The cover, the Simcha, Baruch Hashem. So, Shimshon Pincus is talking about Rina. He's talking about praising, he's talking about singing, and he's teaching us that the more that we actually understand what we're doing, the greater the outcome is going to be. Yesterday, Shimshon Pincus taught us the fascinating idea that when we sing to Hashem, when we praise Hashem, when we thank Hashem, what happens? What happens is we realize that Hashem is a shade. We realize that it's a building, we realize it's a shelter. And when we walk into that shelter, automatically, we get protected. Automatically, we get healed. But that only comes the more we praise, the more we sing, the more we thank, because then we realize the shelter that God is, and then we can walk into it. Or I should say better, and then via the praise, we are walking into it, because that is the way to be within the shadow of Hashem. But he continues today and he says, an incredible, what he calls, a skula atzuma. He continues today with an incredible skula. We hear skulas from different rabbanim, different gedolim, different tzaddikim. This is a skula from none less than Yirmiyahu HaNavi himself. And it's a well-known pasuk. Pasuk you might have heard me say, we've spoken this out sometimes. Pasuk in Eicha. If you know Eicha, we lay on Tisha B'Av. Eicha is not the happiest of Sfarim. The pasuk in Eicha says, and it's become a song, Kumi Raini Balayla. Let's get up and sing at night. L'roish hashmayros, at the beginning of the watching. Shivchi kamayim, we should pour out our heart to libeich. Pour out our heart like water. Noichach b'nei Hashem, opposite Hashem. Si elov kapayich, raise your hands to Hashem. And this part is usually where everyone stops. Sing to Hashem, praise Hashem, raise your hands to Hashem. It sounds like such a gavaldik, a beautiful pasuk. What's it doing in Eicha? And the answer is, you stopped in the middle of a pasuk, or I stopped in the middle of a pasuk. What was going on? What is Yirmiyahu HaNavi telling you to sing about? Says the pasuk, Al nefesh oilalayich, on the nefashim, on the lives of those that are being snatched, atufim, they're being snatched and killed, bira'ov, with famine, beroish kol achutzais, at the head of the streets. Says Yirmiyahu HaNavi to Klal Yisrael, let's get up and sing. Let's raise our hands in song, because the little kids are being killed, are being snatched at every single street. Sounds quite sadistic and perhaps crazy. And maybe if someone would click off right now, they might think something terrible of Yirmiyahu HaNavi. To sing when the kids are being killed? What in the world does Yirmiyahu HaNavi mean over here? And that's the question that Rav Shimshon Pincus asks. And he says, the question, of course, is the answer. You're in the worst moment. Children, Rachmana litzlan, are being snatched and killed. Birov, the famine is horrible. What do you do? What do you do? You get up, Shalrina dafka, specifically and precisely, bizma and rov, at the time of famine, vitzarois neira'ois, and at the worst moments. At those moments, Kishaniskaru Shari Shamayim, when the gates of heaven are closed. And what do you need to do? We got to open up those gates. How are we going to do it? Ein lecha poiteach shari shefa toiva min hashamayim k'moishirois visish bachis. Sadistic, crazy, the Segula of Yirmiyahu HaNavi. Rachmana litzlan, to paint out the picture, someone perhaps receives the most dreadful and horrible news. They have Yana Machla, they are given a few months to live. They walk out of the doctor's office, they go to the store, they buy a bottle of wine. They crack it open, they pour themselves a glass, and with a heartfelt l'chaim, they make a barei pri agafen, and they start singing Hashem's praises. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I'm alive, I could breathe, I could see every moment of life is worth the most incredible things. That is the greatest way to open up the gates of heaven. That is the greatest way to connect to Hashem. Uklal Gadol, who continues of Shimshon Pincus. She'ena shchina shayra. You want the shchina to be on you? Ella mitoich simcha. Is only through happiness. This is one of the reasons, and with this we conclude, that I believe this, I've heard this b'shem of Matisyahu Salman and others, that the bracha of one at a simcha is very potent and powerful. Because when you're really b'simcha, You have the koyach that the Shechina is within you, and you could give off bracha. And with that, we'll conclude with the wonderful bracha. Baruch Hashem, we were zeicha to have a baby boy last night. We should all continue to share in Meir Dik Simchas all the time.